I mean, couldn't it just be? I mean, I don't understand this undying trust that people have with the government. This is part 2 of Are Trans People Really Trans? What is this? Every government on the planet since the beginning of time has always showed us that they're pieces of shit. Why is everybody thinking that the government is so great? Every problem that they just get more and more money, and the problem gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And then we throw more and more money at them. Well, how is that? I don't understand. Why do you trust them? Every single problem since the beginning of time in every freaking country, you give them a problem to solve, and the problem gets bigger. And the money that they use to solve the problem gets more and more and more. But why can't it be possible that just maybe, can't even just think that maybe it's a possibility that they're not trying to force tolerance on you, that they're actually trying to normalize stuff so that once they normalize that fetish, then they can get the pedophiles in there. And you can say it's BS, then what do you call a map? Yeah, you're not allowed to call pedophiles pedophiles anymore because you'll hurt the pedophiles' feelings. So you have to call them MAPs, minor attracted person. Yeah. But I'm wrong. They're not trying to They're literally telling... Why isn't that normalizing something? If you're telling people you can't call pedophiles because you'll hurt their feelings. You have to call them minor attracted people. But I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, then why is this happening? The same way with the thing with how they... I have a video. How they normalized pedophilia. You can see that we're putting BDSM dolls with teddy bears with children. They're putting books and court cases in their commercials subliminally so that if you're not really looking, you don't even notice it. But subliminally, yeah. Subliminal messages are almost more powerful than non-subliminal messages. So what is a cross-dresser anyways? So we know, okay? Because a cross-dresser is not, and this thing, like this guy, this 20, 30-year-old guy. What, your argument is, I tell you that there are strippers teaching twerking and stripping in school, and then I show examples of the children being strippers in the schools and then going to bars and being strippers there, getting dollar bills, and the reply is, well, I can't. My mom had a cross-dresser friend, and I watched this kid. First of all, you had to have been 4 years old, 5 years old if you're watching Gonzo, right? If you're watching Sesame Street, you had to be really young. You're not going to be 15 or nothing like that. And it made you more tolerant, and your mom's friend is a cross-dresser. Why is your mom telling you about cross-dressing when you're a child? That's my question is, because this is a sexual fetish. If your mom's friend had a shit fetish, would your mom bring over the shit fetish friend and say, hey, you know what? Shit fetish is really great. Don't be really tolerant from it. No, they wouldn't. Should you hate people that have shit fetish? No. I actually feel sorry for someone that I don't have a shit fetish, thank God. But if I did, I'd be like, I feel sorry for those people because you want that in your sex, and who are you going to find? Who are you going to find for that? You know what I mean? But do I want them to normalize it? Do I want them to bring it around children? No. So cross-dressing transvestite, this is a person who gains sexual arousal from wearing the clothes of the opposite sex or pretending they're the opposite sex. It gives them sexual arousal. They get sexually aroused from it. It's a fetish. It's a sexual fetish. Okay? And let me tell you about something about fetishes, okay? If you had a kid and I get to be in control of it and I have a bet with someone that I'm going to make this kid grow up and he ain't even going to be able to get a hard on unless he sees a girl tied up. You know how I would do it? I wouldn't have to do much. I'd go get about 3 porn magazines, right? Where they're all naked women being tied up and having sex with, men having sex with them. Then I just give it to the 5-year-old or the 7-year-old whenever he starts masturbating. 7, 8, 9. Here's some magazines. And then they're going to flip through it all the time. They're going to masturbate to it. And when you're a kid, your brain hasn't been wired up yet, right? So that's why this is wrong, because you can't start introducing gender to 100,000 kids because one of them might be trans, because it rewires, it makes the wiring all fucked up then, right? And this is my example, right? I give it the kid, that's why some of these kids, I know fetish, okay? A lot of these dudes that are fetish people that are my age, you know why they're fetish? Because when they were kids, they found, because you couldn't have no internet when I was a kid. There wasn't no porn where you can just whatever. Most kids literally found porn in the woods, or if you lived in a city, they'd find it, an old dumpy building or something, you know what I mean? That someone grew up and then they left the magazines there, and then now the next kid finds it, you know what I mean? Every single time. Why do you like? Oh, because when I was a kid, man, I found these couple porn magazines, and they had these chicks in it. I just got into it so bad, man. And the more I have, because you're wiring your brain up at this time. It's not already, like if you're a grown adult, your brain is already wired. Okay, to rewire it takes a lot of time and effort. Okay, you can be introduced to fetish and it won't take over your whatever because you have to rewire your brain, right? But after so long, like if that's all you do is tie up women when you have sex, 10 years later, you're not going to be able to get a hard on unless that girl is tied up. That's a fact, okay? But it's worse when you're a child because your brain hasn't been wired up. It's in the process of wiring up right now. So if I introduce that magazine that has the girls tied up, my sexuality is being wired up right now. How do you think my brain is going to wire it up? When I get an orgasm every time I see a woman tied up. Do you think maybe my brain is going to wire up things so that orgasms and girls tied up are like intertwined and together and kind of the same thing? Yeah! Then you can't get the fetish out because you did it since a child. You know what I mean? It's not, it's already brainwashed into your head. That's why you don't introduce or talk about fetish to children. Like cross-dressing. Okay? And if you think of mine, then how come these, the one I keep bringing up, how there's 78 kids, in the public school in New Jersey, that's not the only one. They're all the blue states, they're like that. I mean, I didn't check every school, but I checked more than one. After 3 or 4 schools, I was like, they must all be like that if they're, if they're totally blue, like, you know what I mean? City, yeah. But yeah, if it's about tolerance, it's not about trying to push fetishes on people, on children, sexual fetishes, then why is it to 778 kids, only 15 are straight? Okay, so cross-dresser is someone who's sexually aroused by, wearing other gender's clothes. What's a queer? A queer is basically just a goth person. Remember, if you're old, back in the day, you have the kid that has no social skills. They're weird, okay? And everyone's weird, okay? When I call someone weird, I'm not like that person that thinks they're weird. No, I know. 100% of the population is weird, okay? There's only one difference between a weird person, that society calls weird, and a non-weird person. This weird person that society calls weird is weird because they don't know how to hide it. Okay? See, and the rest of the population, 95% that used to be normal, yeah, that I totally forgot what I was saying. But, that 5% is weird because, because they don't hide it. The 95% of the world that's supposed to be normal, that we all call normal, they're weird too. The only difference is they hide it. So the whole world is weird, okay? So I don't want to hear no crap about, oh, you're calling them weird. 100% of humans are weird, okay? It's just about the degree of how they hide it. So when I call someone weird, I'm not saying they're weird and these people aren't. They're all weird, but they're not hiding it. That's what makes them weird, okay? So we all know the goth dude or chick or whatever. They got the nail polish, makeup, the metal on their face. And why were they like that? Because they didn't fall into the same box as everybody else. They felt like they were outcasts. They have very low social skills. Most likely, their parents didn't, interact with them enough to show them what was normal and what was weird. You know what I mean? And now look at what queers are today, right? They're just basically transgendered, but not actual transsexuals. You know what I mean? They could have a beard and a dress on. You know what I mean? They're just goth people. Again, these queer people are just people that have low social skills. They don't feel that they fit in. Okay? But now in today's world, we glamorize being weird. You know what I mean? Not fitting into the same box as everyone. Because they want us to be in a bunch of boxes instead of one box, American. We're all Americans, we're in one box. But they don't want that. They want box after box after box. So we're all divided. And this has normalized mental conditions too. You know what I mean? You're taking all these people that are autistic and they got these mental problems. You're saying, no, don't worry. You don't have mental problems. You're not weird. You're just trans. You just get rid of your gender. But I want you to think about this. Split personalities have gone up like 4,000%. Keep in mind, 100% means it's doubled. 200% means it's tripled. 4,000%. Split, you know what? Sybil. Remember Sybil? It wasn't just that she had different personalities. She had actual different people inside her head. And she'd be a child, 5-year-old, child here and a 40-year-old man here, and 20-year-old, whatever here, and, a bunch of personalities. Where do you think this is coming from? You've seen if you watch my last few videos or whatever, talking about teachers and cartoons and drag queens in public schools, I mean, you can see that the little kids, when they interview them, they're talking of like, well, my other personality, talking about her little boy's feminine personality, his drag name, his drag persona. Yeah, that personality has these pronouns, and and this personality I have has this pronoun. Then you wonder why split personality has gone up 4,000%? Because you're confusing all these little children that are 4 or 5 years old watching Sesame Street, talking about gender when you don't even know how to use scissors yet. You don't even know how to do 2 + 2 yet. You don't even know how to write cursive. You don't even know how to really write. You don't even know how to print at that time. That's why on Sesame Street, they go, oh, P is for pear, and 1, a 2, a 3. That's how little the kids have to be. They're talking about letters. C is for cat. C is for cat is for 5-year-olds. Why can't I ever hit that fucking